Herzlich willkommen zur letzten Masterclass der D3con. Der Vortrag wird auf Englisch sein, das heißt, ich werde gleich auf Englisch switchen und ich hoffe, das ist für alle fein, ansonsten gibt es jetzt noch Zeit zu protestieren. Welcome to the last masterclass of D3con 2022. We have a especially interesting topic, I think, which is digital out of home. And not the usual kind of digital out of home, but a very interesting one. To introduce the topic, let me tell you a brief story. In the year 2000, there were only 3,199 screens which could be used for advertisements. 20 years later, there are already 145,000, which is factor 50 within 20 years. So it's a very interesting market, and a place you can find them is in elevators and escalators. And so one of the companies sponsoring this masterclass is Schindler. And to introduce one of the hosts, which is Florencia Cirio. She is a head of Internet of Elevators and Escalators at Schindler, Germany. And she's responsible for transforming elevators and escalators into communications platforms. A warm welcome to Florencia. And the other host is Antonius Link. He is co-founder and chief growth officer at HYGH, which is a agency and vendor for digital out of home. So please welcome them both and have fun with the talk.
Hi everyone, I'm Florencia, and Colin, thank you for the introduction. I'm representing Schindler today. First of all, thank you for staying until the end to see us. I think we're all eager to go into the happy hour after this conference, so we'll try to keep it into our time. So you're probably wondering, what is an elevator company doing in a digital marketing conference? And although I must say we're not just an elevator company, we're one of the top 3 manufacturers of elevators and escalators in the world. We're also very proud, we have a lot of pride in digitalization and in product innovation. And that means we take care not only of elevators and escalators, but also of smart urban mobility. Verticality is key for the cities of the future. And here is where we focus beyond the elevators in smart urban mobility. But we also thought, hey, there's an opportunity to enhance the elevator ride. And here is where we thought, okay, let's do something different. Let's do media network. So today, together with Antonius, we're very happy to introduce to you how we are elevating digital out of home, literally.
Thank you, Florencia. So to start off, let me ask you a simple question. Who of you lives or works in a building and uses an elevator on a daily basis? Please raise your hands. Okay, almost all. I think like everyone who not raised their hands at least uses an elevator on a weekly basis. And if not, you should try it. Elevators are kind of fun, at least with us, I guess. And yeah, I think we can all agree, because everyone uses elevators, that an elevator is an interesting touch point for advertisement. And yeah, we are here to tell you also why. Let's focus on one particular network, and that is like the residential network, because that is a very intimate touch point of an audience. So here you see like a pretty building, and as we all live in most of us live in urban environments, in complex apartments, there is like a big target group to reach there. And yeah, how did we reach those customers at home? How did we do it before? So the way it was done before is kind of a bit, trashy, so to say the least. We have, there was always a big interest in reaching direct homes, but this doesn't look appealing. And in Germany, we also tried those analog ad banners here, like this is kind of friendly, Stopp, keine Werbung. There's also those like more aggressive ones, like Werbung verboten. And yeah, I really think this is part of the past, and it produces a lot of trash. And if like this, like normally, like a low-paid worker has to put like the advertisement in the mailboxes, And if they're like don't want to do it, they put it in the trash. You often see it somewhere, like big prospectus boxes of it laying around. That is not how your brand wants to be perceived. So let us introduce you like the new way of reaching residents at home.
So you probably say, yes, we want to be associated, or our brands want to be associated with something fresh, something dynamic, something fun. But on top of that, we really believe that in the next slide, we have the right question for today, which is why in lift advertising? So why in the elevator? So globally, Schindler moves more than 1.5 billion people a day. We have presence in 100 countries. And we say we move Germany a day, because all our products in Germany make more than 80 million trips a day. Why is this relevant to you? Well, Colin had in the introduction that the investment in digital marketing, and especially in digital out of home, has grown exponentially in the past years. But are you actually reaching all of the audience that you can reach? We believe that in-lift advertising brings a new horizon. It opens a new door, but also a better quality of attention. Because when people catch the elevator, you catch them at the point of wait. Imagine, the world is super complex. Everyone is always in a hurry with 1,000 things in their mind. There are screens at the street of course, but they are bombarded with information from every side. They're looking at their phone, trying to text while crossing the streets and looking both ways sometimes. And these guys are super distracted. But think of the busiest people you know. At some point in their life, they need to get home, to the office or to the gym, and they ride the elevator. And what do they do when they get into the elevator? They stop, they focus on the elevator and getting in as soon as possible so they can get to the destination. And here we have the highest quality of their attention, which ensures effective communication. Last but not least, as Antonius mentioned, it's a very intimate environment. You're in there, you're actually feeling a little bit uncomfortable. There's strangers in the elevator with you. They're too close. They're coughing. They're talking, not even mobile signal to look to the mobile or something. They don't know where to look. Maybe they have corona. Oh my God. What if you had a screen that is elegant, that has cool content, that is entertaining? This is a welcome distraction, completely opposite of the adverse reaction they have when they look at their briefcase and it's overloaded with advertisement and you can't even really get your mail out from there, right? So that's why we think in-lift advertising is super effective and a really nice opportunity for digital out of home. And the next question is, why residential? We have seen the evolution of residential in the past years. People have more and more aspects of their life in their homes right now. They study from home, they attend postgrad studies from home, they work from home, naturally, they go to the gym, they share more and more situations with their family, they order food. So, hey, let's reach them there. But what am I doing talking about touch points in digital out of home? I think here the expert to talk about that is Antonius.
Thank you, Florencia. Yeah, I think when we look at touch points of digital out of home, so digital out of home in its names, it says out of home. So this year is like the closest to at the intersection of digital out of home and at home. So right when you leave your house in the morning, you're ready for work or school or university or whatever you do, and you start with a fresh day, you go into the elevator, and there's a really good opportunity for you to be influenced, like get a push throughout your day with seeing like a nice content on the screen there. And on the other hand, if you like had a stressful day at work, you come back home and you are just thinking about relaxing at your couch, then this is the last message you see before you actually enter your home. Also, a super interesting fact to think about is you want to touch the whole household of like a family or like partners living together or a Wohngemeinschaft. You want to like be at the center of the discussion as a whole. How to do that? Like back then, maybe the medium of choice for that would be an advertising before like the primetime series on TV. So showing an ad there, because sitting together and watching like the movie on a Saturday evening was this thing. But as we all know, this linear TV is coming to an end as we know it. And there's like, that was the greatest opportunity. But if you would have like a touch point where you are certain that everyone living in this apartment will come across at one point or the other, you can actually influence the kid to like talk about a toy, and the mother has heard about it. She's seen it. And same as like you're just in the center of attention together. And I think now we come to a point why we are actually a good fit. I mean, you do elevators, we sell advertising, and but I think it comes hand in hand. We at HYGH, we build up a few networks of our own. We have like right now over 1,300 screens within Germany that we own and operate. But like an elevator, we would be too scared to touch actually, because imagine this is the most TÜV regulated thing you can imagine, like move of transport. And that is why we have to have a strong partner that really knows elevators. And I think I give it to you there.
Thanks, Antonius. Yes, it's true, it's a very highly regulated industry, but on top of that, one of our core values is safety. And actually, if you want to do any intervention in the elevator, you need a certified technician to do so. So here we definitely have a point of advantage. I can also share with you that we are market leaders in Germany, and one of our strongest segments in Germany is residential. And we see from our customers that are actually super interested in digital communication to raise the value of their properties. So they're welcoming this kind of investment. Actually, with Media Network, we give it to them for free, and then we split the time with Antonius. So the whole point here is that we bring this expertise and we bring this knowledge. But I also told you at the beginning that we are a smart urban mobility company. And that means we have our elevators connected through our head cube. That means we have a 24/7 department, technical operations center, which is looking at every elevator we have in Germany and making sure that it's connected, that it's running well. And we do so as well now for the screens. This means if we have always an overview of which screens are properly connected. But on top of that, we all know that in some cities in Germany, you might find some very creative artists that like to paint on walls or on screens, or even put some stickers on top of the digital out-of-home screens. Well, we have a very skilled fleet of service technicians that do regular visits that are mandatory to all of our touch points. And this means we can take care that the network is properly displayed. So here I'm telling you, okay, so we have the knowledge, we have the access, and we had now the possibility to go into Media Network. But we were missing the other part, the other half of this partnership, which was the actual expert knowledge about digital marketing. And we were especially interested to find someone that is strong in programmatic. And here we thought, hey, why not partner with HYGH?
Yeah, and I think for the residential network itself, at the beginning I was showing you the flyers and the overstuffed mailboxes, and I think to reach residents, you really you want to target them down. You want to specifically target different segments. And what we have as data for the buildings is it a social building? Is it some ESG? Is it like is the median income of or median price of the flats they're living in? So I think this gives you like great opportunity to target, but this is from the high level. What we are about also is to really break down barriers. We believe that screens in our cities that become more and more communication platforms have to be accessible by everyone. And this is why we allow people to book a screen for a single day. And so we allow the small Asian restaurant at the corner or Italian restaurant or whatever to not put flyers in there, but to actually say to the residents, hey, we just opened, try us out. Or we even go that low that if you have a party in the building, you can make a nice digital flyer and buy it for a few euro onto the screen. So from mass outreach, what this network has is a potential to like down to informing your neighbors, everything is possible with this.
So that's a little bit the proposal from us. And here we are open now to answer some questions. Yes?
What is your most common pushback for this platform? Because obviously being finished to Antonius, but coming off from a pandemic for nearly 2+ years, you said it yourself, people are hesitant to go to a linked environment where it's a confined space. So I guess when you're selling this to clients or agencies or whoever you're speaking to, what is the most common hesitation as far as this platform and how do you tackle it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you mean on the to get the screens into the building?
No.
Or to sell ads on there?
To set ads of them, so for people to buy into your inventory. What is the most pushback?
So I think from a push points perspective, we like really didn't see any big pushbacks. I think there's like a lot of interest. This is brand new network we are like exploring. I think it has a great great potential to get great, and I think there you have to look at for which segments this is really great. I mean, when you do like recruitment campaigns, for example, like at a very specific point, you want to have them. You want to really be at this apartment complex or in this one or in that area, and I think for that it's a very important touch point.
And may I add, sorry, from a building owner perspective, it was actually the opposite, especially in residential, because this screen has the possibility to show one part building owner information. So for example, if they would have an update about the corona rules or, hey, we're going to disinfect or these are the new safety measures, then they would be able to see it in the elevator, especially when people can't leave their homes. They also have information about weather and about news. One of our partners for news is NTV, so it's really relevant Deutsch news, and they can be up to date when they get home or leave home. And the other half is advertising. And I have to say that it's more actually a positive response from the residential segment that they say, hey, I want to digitize my building, I want to digitize my communication because I need to be more agile. It's such a never-changing world and there's always so many challenges. Having clear communication, reaching specific tenants in that building helps a lot to tackle this kind of pushbacks. So it was actually the opposite situation when we came in with this proposal, that they were welcoming the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, I got one question.
Yes.
How do you measure? Oh. Hi, how are you? How do you measure the exposure? So it's like, is it activated once I enter the elevator and press 1 and then you know that I'm inside and then you push me an ad, or how is that going?
No, it's running constantly. So, but like what gives us confidence in the data is that from Schindler's data, we have how many floors are there. So, and how many residents actually live in a building. And I think that is really, really key to get to the point. I mean, of course, like this fine granularity at the end maybe is also not that relevant then. So if you know how many people you touch with it, you know how many, what's the dwell time, you know it exactly. And from that on, you can like have pretty reliable data that is, like, I would say, better than normal digital out-of-home standards.
Actually, the average elevator ride in residential segment is 29 seconds. That's a verified Schindler fact. And we follow the standard digital out-of-home regulations or standards or institutions. We are member of we have the study of GIM, and we are also member of the Digital Institute of Media from Deutschland. And with them also we partner to get information about, the demographics, the reach, how many people live in these buildings, and we focus on top cities as well.
Like, let's say in 8 hours time, in one building, how many rides and how many people are you touching at the same time? How can you tell?
Well, don't have that information with me right now because it's kind of we have performed some studies with GIM and with the Digital Media Institute from Deutschland, and we have that information also built into our platform with HYGH, so that you know exactly how many people you reach.
It fluctuates, and it's like more of a statistic. Then, of course, if you go mass media, it doesn't really at that point matter. Then you have an average, of course. But that is also like maybe also for the future to make this network even better. Also a great idea. Maybe we can at some point integrate like at which floor it is. Do you go downstairs or upstairs? Like if you go downstairs, you can show mobility solutions because you're leaving the house. Interesting. If you go upstairs, you know they're coming home. Definitely interesting. Status now, not yet. We are exploring everything, but yeah.
What target groups can you offer for an advertiser?
So at the moment with Media Network, we're focusing on office buildings and residential buildings. With HYGH, we have partnered to share the network with the residential buildings. So here we know they are tenants. We know they are in the top 12 cities of Deutschland. We target buildings that have more than 5 stops. And we also have information about, hey, is this a social building? Is it an ESG? And there we can give a little bit more information about the segment that we're reaching. Yes?
The first question, what is the share of the ad content on the screen then? Because you said there's going to be some residential information, news.
Yes.
50-50.
50-50. We also believe that also maintains the interest of the passengers of the elevator. If they only see advertising, then it will be the same case as the Briefkasse, right? A bit of an overload. So we try to have a 50-50. No, we have a 50-50 promise. And yes, we do the 50 part with building owner information, weather and news, and then the other 50 advertisement. Yes?
Did you say you had a different partner with Office?
Yes, we do. We are very happy that we have a very balanced partnership. We have partnered with DooH for the office segment. And we think here we have the market leaders of Deutschland to bring this network to success.
Yeah, if there are any more questions, I would say the session is over, or maybe you want to end it?
Maybe I can by thanking you for this very interesting presentation. And yes, if there are no more questions, thank you very much for joining us for this last session. I'm advised to remind you that over at the main stage, the speaker awards are still happening. So if you want to grab a beer or a wine and go over there and have some more enjoyment, feel free to do so. Yes, I think that's it. Thank you very much.
We leave our contact information as well. So if you want to transform your elevators into communication platforms, hit me up.
Or if you want to like try it out and book them, hit me up. And yeah, I wish you all like a great evening, and I hope you had a wonderful day at the conference, and I am happy to be a part of it. Thank you.
Thank you.